lady that's going to be presenting the Leadership Day this afternoon is a lady by the name of Jennifer Spear. She's the president of her own company called Clean Slate. She's she's well known to the Oakville Milton District Real Estate Board, and today she's going to talk about the strategies that she started a year ago, continue for the next year. Let's welcome Jennifer.
Thank you very much. It has absolutely been my pleasure to work with the Oakville Milton District Real Estate Board over the last several months to put their strategic plan together. And I can tell you it was a ton of work. And it was probably more work than they had anticipated, than they had expected. But it was absolutely necessary. And I think they did a great job. I really think they should be proud of the work that they did and the plan that came out of it. It really was a ton of work. And I'm going to be walking you through that in terms of the process that we went through, but then also walking you through the high level of the strategic plan. And the board of directors, Elaine has set out in terms of understanding how the structure works. So you've got the board and the staff. And the board of directors, they created the strategic plan on behalf of their members. Okay, so they make decisions on behalf of the members. And working with the staff created the full strategic plan. And it was interesting in terms of the amount of work that went into it. Sorry, I decided that I was going to discuss something else with you first. I'm just trying to how to lead this into you slowly. Don't want you to get hurt. So when we're creating a strategic plan, as Elaine discussed, it is something that has to help us in the future. It's got to be something that's appropriate now that we can work with today, but it's also going to help us in the future in terms of where we need to be going down the line. And those were the discussions that we had. And they were informed discussions. So we actually got input from the members. There was a survey that went out and we asked members, what do you think? What are your thoughts? What are your needs? What are your wants? And that was brought into the conversation. But we can't just stop there. We also have to look at all the trends that are going on in the marketplace. We have to look at what's going on with other boards, what's going on in the industry as a whole, and understand a kind of a crystal ball bit that we had to do in terms of being able to project where do we think it's going to go. And when we started doing this, it was a perfect time to be doing it because there was so much change going on. So much change going on in the industry, whether we're talking about local, provincially, or nationally. There's so much change in the real estate industry. So it would have really been almost inappropriate to continue with the plan of the past because things have been changing so much. And for those of you that have been around the real estate block a little bit, you can tell me whether you agree with the statement or not, that there's probably been more change in the last 5 years than in the 15 years prior to that. Would you agree? So is it likely that we might see some more change happening in the next 5 years? A lot of what moves some of this change is technology. So we've got a lot of change happening in the marketplace. The pace is accelerated. But within technology, that pace is exponentially faster. And so even just in the last 5 years, how you are doing your business with technology has changed. So you can just imagine that where we go from here, it's going to change, and we don't even know where it might take us to. So the plan that we have to put together has to be relevant for today, has to be relevant for the future, but it has to be flexible because things are going to change. The only thing we can actually plan for is that things are going to change, and so we need to be able to have that in our plan, have that strategy. And so when we all got together, we had the information from the members, we had industry information, we took in all the information that we could. We asked the tough questions. We had the critical discussions that we needed to in order to be able to make the decisions, to know where we want the direction of the board to go. Okay. And the thing with the strategic plan, because things are constantly changing, you have to make the best decision you can with the information you have at that time. And that's what you have to go with. But you have to create it so that it's flexible, knowing that things may change. Now you could say, but we should wait because something's going to happen next week, or I know something's going to change next month. But if you wait until that happens, I can pretty much guarantee something's going to happen the next week and something's going to happen the next month. So eventually you have to say, this is it. This is the information, the best decision we can make with the information we have at the moment. And that's what we do with the strategic plan. So I'm going to walk you through the strategic plan at a high level. And so what happened was the directors got together with the staff and they created the high level strategic plan. It then went back to the staff and the staff blew it out into an operational plan. So in terms of how are we going to get this? Elaine was talking about that. The directors talked about the what and the staff do the how in terms of how we're going to do it. So what I'm going to be demonstrating to you today is the what, right? We're talking about the high level strategic plan. Now I'm just looking around this room and we're about to get into something called strategic planning. And I can see that the energy level's gone down a bit because it's after lunch. So OMDREB boards know what I'm going to say. If everyone can stand up, please. If you can please stand around your table so that you can, and I'll ask Elaine if you can join that table, and if you guys can join this table. If you can stand so that you can see everybody at your table.
I don't want to look at you.
Okay, the board is familiar with this, and what this is an exercise that improvisers would do before they go on stage. It gets them focused, present, and in the moment, so they're ready to go. This is also where you always want to be if you're at a meeting, whether it's a committee meeting, a board meeting, whether you're meeting with your clients, you're going to want to be on. It's also where I want you to be when we're talking about strategy. I want you focused, ready, present, and in the moment. So what this is called, it's called clap focus. Now the board is probably going to show off a little bit because they know what they're doing. So you got to stand in the ready position, which is hand to the side ready. Okay, everybody get ready. Okay, if I can, before we start, if everybody at the table can point at someone else at the table and keep your hand there, please. Whoever has the most fingers pointing at you, you are the leader. Whoever's the leader, please raise your hand.
That was you.
Or you could choose a leader. Okay. Awesome. So we have a leader at every table. Okay, leader, you start. What the leader's going to do is, when everybody's ready, they're going to clap their hands. They're going to point at someone else at the table. Whoever they point at is then going to clap their hand and point at someone else. We're going to send that around as fast as we can. Are you ready? Go.
You gotta clap.
Hey, are you Well done. Thank you. Okay, well done. Okay, you made it. Now you're ready.
These aren't visible. That's the way to go.
So the strategic plan, as I said, it was a good one. It was a comprehensive strategic plan. It is setting us up for success today and success for tomorrow. They did a fantastic job. They really did put a lot of time and effort into this. And it's something, I have to say, as an outsider coming in and seeing a volunteer board spend that much time together with the focus and really wanting to create something of value that's good for the organization. So it really was a pleasure of mine to work with them on it. One of the reasons why this is such a great strategic plan is because it's simple, it's easy to understand, it's easy to communicate, and we can put it on one page. So I'm going to go through that for you. Now please don't confuse the fact that it's simple with that it was simple to put together. It's a lot easier and a lot faster to put together something confusing and complicated. Right? If you actually want to have something that's simple and concise, that's understood, where the language is good, where it's relevant and it's on target, that takes time. And these guys did a fantastic job. Now, what you see is at the top, the very top of the strategic plan, you have the vision. And it's a secret vision. There we go. And the vision is to be the board of choice for realtors. And what's lovely about this vision is the language. the word choice, and what that conjures up. Because really, you do have a choice. And as Marta was saying, there are people in this room that belong to more than one board. And the vision for this board is to be the one that you choose to belong to. That implies that you enjoy it. It's something you want to do as opposed to something that you need to do. That it could be a loyalty. It could be that it's your favorite. It could be that you get something from it. It's not just that you have to be there. It's your board of choice, because members do have choice on where they can be, where they can belong to. Okay, so that's the vision for the board. Everything that we do is focused on being able to strive to achieve that. Is that clear?
To the top, to the
Awesome.
Board of Choice for Realtors.
The mission of the organization, in terms of what it is that we do, is to provide our members with the best resources and representation to serve the real estate needs of our community. Does that ring true? Yeah? In terms of the mission of the board, is to provide the members everything that we do at OMDREB is for the members. Absolutely everything that we do. There's nothing, and we went through this. We did the acid test on everything that's in that strategic plan and everything that the committees work on and everything that the staff do. Everything that you do is for the members. And so it is our mission to provide our members with the best resources and representation. Now this is representation externally, so it's representation within the community, representation within government, representation within OREA. So to provide our members with the best resources and representation to serve the real estate needs of our community. Does that make sense? Right. So where that sits, is we've got the vision at the top. We've got the vision at the top, we've got the mission underneath it, okay? So that's how it reads. So the mission will help you achieve your vision. So beneath the mission then, you have the goals. So we identified 4 key goals of OMDREB in terms of what the focus is going to be. That these are the goals of the association, this is what we need to achieve. And the 4 goals are, we have Mls Technology, professional development, advocacy and profile, and support and service. I'll take you through each one. Mls Technology, to provide our members with easy access to reliable and complete MLS information accompanied by leading edge technology and support required to build a profitable business. We had many discussions around this. And part of this came out as well from the member survey in terms of the number one thing that's of importance to members is access to reliable and accurate MLS data in order to do your business, right? It was something that was deemed so important. But it wasn't just the MLS, it was also the technology and wanting to make sure that we had leading edge technology for our members as well. Does that make sense? Professional development. To raise the professionalism of our members and strive to become a trusted professional development provider for realtors in Southern Ontario. So when we talked about professional development, we talked about education, and the goal of it was really to help the members. And so we used the term professionalism because really what we wanted to help them do is everything that we could to help raise the professionalism for themselves and within the profession. So this could be things that are technical skills, it could be legal, but it could also be ethics in terms of what can we do to help raise the professionalism of our members. Does that make sense? Now, we identified this as a key goal within the board, and a lot of time, effort, money, energy is going to be to support this as a goal going forward. And we think we'll do a pretty good job of it. And that it could be something that other boards may be interested in sharing some of our courses that we offer, right? So when we're saying that we want to be a provider for realtors in Southern Ontario, that OMDREB is going to be known as a professional provider, as an expert in professional development. Make sense? Advocacy and profile. To raise the profile of realtors in our community, ensuring the majority of listings in our jurisdiction are represented by OMDREB members. To to represent our members in the local community and to all levels of government. This is really everything external, so within the community and with all levels of government, to make sure that we represent them well. Okay? And support and service, to provide relevant information and superior customer service to our members, supporting their business needs while achieving OMDREB's goals, mission, and vision. This is really everything that goes on at the board is all about supporting the members and being able to provide it that superior customer service that's going to help us become the board of choice. Okay. Is that cool? Any questions on that? Okay, so you've got the vision, you've got the mission to reach the vision, and then you've got the goals to help you reach your mission. So if you achieve these goals, you will be able to achieve that mission. That mission is to achieve the vision, so it all rises up to the top. Does that make sense? Yeah? So how are we going to do that? Well, there are strategies that we need to be able to implement in order to be able to achieve our goals. I'm going to just read them off for you. So these are strategies across it. If we are able to succeed on these strategies, we will reach our goals to reach our mission to reach our vision. So with our strategies, one of our strategies is to collaborate with other boards. And so in order to be able to achieve our goals and our mission, we realize it's going to be very important to be able to collaborate with other boards. And there's different ways that we can do this. It's collaborating with boards to come together to share resources on something, though, so we would be able to have economies of scale as we're going to provide access to all of our members. It's working with other boards for the best interest of our members, to make sure if they have something that's going to be a benefit to our members, that we're able to collaborate and work with them together on that. A strategy is to participate in a regional MLS. Now again, this is a strategy that we're looking forward into the year. So right now we don't have a regional MLS system, but when we're looking at what's going to happen in the conversations with other boards, this could be the direction that things are going in, and OMDREB is going to make sure that they are going to be able to participate in that to represent the best needs of their members. Okay. And to design, distribute, and support leading edge technology. To design and create compelling youth professional development courses. To ensure that the staff focus is member-centric, that everything we do is focused on the members. To effectively market and communicate services we offer to our members, to make sure that they're aware of the services that we do offer to them. To create local awareness campaigns for the public. To design effective succession plans for the directors and staff. To make sure that we effectively engage our volunteers so that we are able to have people always involved in the board to make it get stronger and push it forward. One of the strategies is to purchase land and to build a new office to make sure that we're always able to deliver the best to our members and their needs. And we need to increase the money that we generate from non-dues revenue. So we do want to be constantly having to raise revenue. So there's other avenues that we can look at in order to raise non-dues revenue so that we can provide additional services to our members. So if we are able to implement these strategies, we'll be able to reach our goals, which will help us reach our mission and eventually our vision. And that's how it rises up. Does that make sense? So strategies are great, right? But without action, it's just strategy. So how do we get these things done? We actually get them done through the committees. The committees make things happen. You guys actually will take action, take these strategies, and we'll have physical tasks and actions that can be implemented so that we're able to achieve them. Without the work of volunteers, if we just had to rely on the staff itself, we would have a couple of choices. We would either have to add staff in order to be able to accomplish everything, and chances are we would have to raise membership dues to do that, or we'd have to cut services. Neither one of those things is attractive to us. So we reach out to volunteers to help us be able to implement and execute these strategies. And it's wonderful actually within a professional association when you are volunteering and you are also a member, and so you wear multiple hats. And being that stakeholder, when you are at the table, when you are at the committee meeting, you are always representing a member. But you have to make sure that you're clear in terms of which hat are you wearing. Are you representing the full membership, or your individual, but always wanting to bring your diverse experience and background and knowledge to the table, so make sure that you're always being heard and being getting your opinion out. So where do the committees sit? Is that they sit here underneath the strategies. And so it's these committees, through the actions of these committees, that we are able to achieve our strategies, will help us achieve our goals, which help us achieve our mission eventually to reach our vision. Now this is a list of all the committees that we have. I'm going to read them. You do have a list of all the committees in your package. We are going to go through each one. I'm going to have the chairs talk about them. So I'm just going to list them now, but I'm not going to any detail on them. Is that cool? Okay. In this bar that goes all the way across, these are committees that are really, they reach across all goals, right? They're kind of far-reaching or broad or more strategic in terms of their outlook. So we have the Executive Committee, the Finance Committee, the Managing Brokers Council, and the Vision Task Force. These are committees that kind of have a broader scope in terms of the different things that they would look at within the work that they do. Under MLS Technology, the goal, we have 3 committees: the MLS IT Committee, Trade Show Committee, and the Strategic Alliance Task Force lines up under that goal. In terms of the work that they do is to help us achieve that goal. Okay. Under Professional Development, we have the Professional Development Advisory Group. Under Advocacy and Profile, we have the Government Relations Committee, the Milton Initiatives Committee, the President's Charity, the Events Committee, and the PR Advisory Group. Under Support and Service, we'd have the Arbitration Committee, the Bylaw Committee, Discipline Committee, Professional Standards Committee, Building Task Force, Commercial Committee, Leadership Development Committee, and Membership Services Committee. And that's how they line up. So the work that you are doing in these committees, the actions that you take, will actually help us achieve our strategies. Those strategies are going to help us achieve our goals, which help choose our mission, which help us reach our vision. Everything that you do is to help us execute our strategic plan to make sure that we are able to achieve our mission and our vision. Is that good?